Today, the podcast is brought to you by Sovereign Extracts, the king of clear Sovereign Extracts. Derek, that's your favorite. Right here.
Right here, actually. Boom. Oh, we got fucking props today. Sovereign Extracts.
So we got, this is the one that you overdosed on.
Yeah,
right?
I did that.
It was a too much.
Yeah, too much on a Friday night. Didn't leave. Yeah.
What is this?
It's almost a liquid, really, obviously not creamy, but a gelatin.
Okay.
That you can ingest into your food, or if you're a wild man like myself, trying to get some stuff done, put it directly on your tongue. Do not do that, kids out there. Do not put it directly on your tongue. It tastes great, but the effects are very similar to a low dose of mushrooms. So you definitely don't want to go outside, and you end up staying at home and losing a couple hours of your life. But do try it on some food if you're immune to it, or if you're doing something like that. Go ahead and try it. It's very unique. It comes in like almost like a needle.
It comes in a glass syringe that says this is a THC distillate, OG lab tested. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
THC distillate in a glass syringe. Unscrew the cap and slowly push down on the plunger to dispense the distillate. The syringe can be heated lightly to make it easier. Yeah. But Sovereign Extracts, they make the best CBD tincture and vaporizer tips on the planet. They've also got the 1-to-1 drops.
That's very nice.
You like these?
These are nice, a little more milder, and if you actually do have injuries from the gym, it kind of takes the edge off. And if you just take a little bit, and I know not everybody's a fan of the old bath, but take a couple of those, run yourself a nice bath, and you're going to feel nice, fresh as daisy in the morning.
We're also brought to you by TKO Beards. Again, I'm going to show you guys the beard wash because it's my favorite product that they have. But I did have a chat with Jason the other day.
Oh, did you?
Via Instagram, and I told him I've had beard sponsors in the past. I'm not going to name names because that's how you get sued. But his beard products beat them all.
Yeah, and for those out there, Jason's a young entrepreneur out of Edmonton, Canada, that is a fan of the podcast. Sent us a gift to try it out. Obviously noticed your epic beard. We got into some beard talk later on the podcast with Mr. David Lemieux. We'll get there, but good stuff.
It's the best. It's the best stuff I've had, hands down. Right from the oils to the balm to the wash, to the fucking hat, to the t-shirt.
He sent you something unique, which was the tattoo.
Yeah, I got to go get a new one.
Yeah.
I'll go get a new one
and try it out.
And I'll try it out, and I'll give everybody.
So that's kind of like a sub product. He has a tattoo cream, or yeah. Cool.
It's cool. So it's tkobeards.com. Use the promo code FINALSHOT, and you'll save some money on your purchase. Who else we got today?
Well,
the main one.
We got a few.
Fucking USG Canada. My boy Howie Lee. He's in Halifax right now at a fight, but Howie he can customize anything, man. He makes some really nice stuff. Dick guards, fucking Darth Vader mask, right down to your walkout gear.
Right. He's been on a path, really getting that name out there.
Yeah.
We got on really early. For those that don't know, you know. We got on at the start.
Yeah.
So
what sets Howie's stuff apart, especially his walkout gear, is you send him his logos, and the logos are printed into the fucking fabric.
More so than like...
They're not patches.
Okay.
Everybody else gets patches made. They stick them on the shorts, makes them bulky. This is literally in the fabric. It's printed into it, which is really cool. So you can get the really high details, like the Final Shot Podcast logo, or the Bad Guy logo, or whatever. You want to put a giant dick on there, I'm sure he'll do it, and get the fucking ball hair too.
Yeah.
But Howie Lee makes the best stuff for walkout gear, boxing gloves, dick guards, headgear, whatever you want. Hit him up, Howie at USGCanada.com. Now, if you're a professional fighter, again, the fight team is full. There's no more freebies with USG. So you guys can get on the fighter package, and you'll pay 50% of what it would normally cost.
Which is a great deal.
Great deal. Like, listen, you fucks. Not everything can be free.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're fucking 0-12.
Right.
or whatever the fuck you are. I don't know. That doesn't matter realistically.
But
My bad.
the fighter, it's a great deal.
It's a great deal.
You getting professional quality equipment, used by pros at half the price, and also he has a promotion and marketing team behind him.
Yeah.
So you get to join a massive team and get exposure that way.
Yeah.
So don't kind of shit on so much so the fighter package because like, oh fuck, they're not sending me shit. Half price. Within Canada, you're getting 2-day shipping within Canada.
Listen, bitch, you go order that from fucking Winning or Title or fucking Everlast. You're paying thousands of dollars.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what Russ Amber tells you. You're paying thousands of dollars for that stuff.
Right.
He's not playing. USG Canada, hit up Howie. What else? Shout out to Sunil at the Clinch Fight Shop. If you're in Edmonton or you want to order gear online, hit up Sunil, clinchfightshop.com. Use the promo code The Bad Guy and you'll save some money. Buckle Down Apparel. Go to their website, buckledownapparel.com. They make some of the nicest athletic gear that I've ever put on my butt. Use the promo code BCB10 and you'll save 10% on your purchase and you'll help our friend Brian Caldwell reach his Olympic dreams. That's it, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Derek. We have Tyson K fighting tonight. Thursday is when we're recording this podcast. Somebody's vehicle's going off and I can hear it. It's probably this fuck next door. Piece of shit. But anyway, Tyson K is fighting tonight in Halifax for a WBC gold fucking international thing.
Right. If you're new to the podcast, he was our 2 guests ago, 1 guest ago. Definitely Canada of the Year material. A loudmouth. And I say that in the best possible way.
Fun.
He was fun. Definitely a good guy to talk to. Tyson Cave fighting tonight
in Halifax.
Where can we watch that?
I don't know.
We're gonna have to check.
I'm gonna have to check the old Facebooks and see if somebody's gonna live stream that or something because I want to see it. Tyson will do work. He's world class, but I want to watch it. What else we got going on?
We have our the podcast. We got.
KO Boxing is going to go down here pretty quick. December 6th, I believe.
We were just talking about the card just on the way to the studio here.
Ryan the Real Deal Ford makes his return to Edmonton for an E-Town beatdown. One night only, motherfuckers. Ryan Ford in Edmonton. Stanley Cermak's on that card. Who else? I don't know. The real life shit, though.
Yeah, it's hard. There's no.
So, I want to tell a funny story on the podcast today. I was talking to my father.
Oh, wow.
And I don't talk about my family very often because I don't really get along with them all that great, and I'm an outcast.
Black sheep of the family.
My father's very religious. So my mother died when I was 3 years old, and he fell down the religion rabbit hole of where did she go? And it's been well over 30 years later.
Oh, 30 years. Wow.
Yeah. So I grew up in what was a doomsday cult. It was called the Worldwide Church of God, and it was, if you don't do this, you're going to burn in hell, and the world's going to end here, and if you don't do this, you fuck you. But anyway, so we fast forward 30 years into the future. I'm 37 years old. I've got a 9-year-old daughter, another one on the way at the point when I was talking to him, and a wife. So we're talking about just bullshit. Like, I went to jail when I was younger and all that, and they don't see me as a person that's changed. They still see that 18-year-old kid that's a fuck up, which is fine. I don't fucking care. But I was telling them, I'm like, listen, I'm 37 years old. I have a family, and I have responsibilities now, and I can't fuck those up. So you need to respect that fact and don't fuck with me no more. So then he starts telling me a story about religion, and then at the end of the story, I can't remember because I wasn't paying attention. And at the end of it, he goes, "It's real life." Excuse me? And I started laughing, like hysterically laughing.
Right.
Because I'm not a religion guy. I don't believe in God or anything like that. I just think like, we're fucking here. There's probably aliens floating around in space. Everybody sucks dicks and whatever.
Right.
It is what it is. So I'm laughing hysterically. And he goes, "Well, Tanner's laughing in the background over there." I said, "Yeah, I'm laughing in the background over here. You just tried to tell me about a religion story and then needed to put in there that this is real life." Okay. Cool, bro.
Well, you know, the other day suddenly we were talking. You said, "What was your dad's email address?"
Oh my God, going to the kingdom or some bullshit like that.
I'm
gmail.com.
walking through your kitchen and it was like, yeah, I gotta send my dad an email or something. What's his email? Just going to the kingdom at Gmail. Don't send him that.
Shoot me now. Don't send him any hate mail. But yeah, that's his. He's got his own church.
Still
now,
like that
man.
to this day?
I think he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
If I'm honest with you, I think he's a cult leader. He's got his own church now.
Does he for real?
Yeah, he's got his own little congregation, like 15, 20 people.
Is he pushing? Is it Westbrook? Like, I don't know anything about cults like that. Is it?
I don't know.
Is he pushing? You totally avoid it.
I avoid it at all costs.
Is he rational as a human?
No, he's not rational, man.
Can you just like talk to me without the religious shit?
No.
Okay.
We went out for dinner one time at Montana's, and he was saying, "Oh, you've done well, but all your accomplishments are because we pray for you." I said, "Oh my God, like, did you suck 14 dicks before we sat down to dinner?
Wow.
Are you high on cum?" Because
that makes no sense.
it makes no sense. I'm the one.
So he devalues all your accomplishments.
Yeah, he said, "You didn't work for those. It was prayer." Okay, cool, man. Whatever. Moving on. But like.
Okay.
Just fucking, it's weird shit like that, but it's funny to me.
It is funny.
It's funny. And it's just, I find it weird that people can live in these little holes, because you live in a hole.
Sure.
And part of your hole is spiraling.
Yeah, sure.
But you gotta, basically, long story short, what I'm trying to get across here is you got out of your comfort zone.
Right.
For a little while.
Sure.
And it will do you some good.
Absolutely. There's a lot of positive.
Because there's a lot of people like my father that live in this comfort zone all the time.
Yeah.
And once you fuck with them, oh my God.
I met a lot of people. And that
it's good though. I met some great people. I love the respect the blue collar work got me, and all that stuff. And we'll just keep on keeping on. Yeah, man, you just got to keep on keeping on. Go find another. We're gonna get you a job at Canadian Tire in the hunting section or something. Because we need to redneck you up a little bit.
I don't
you
know.
come over with these fucking skinny jeans and these designer shoes. I get sick of seeing it, bro.
Yeah. I was
speaking about fucking degenerates. Luke Spicer.
Yeah. That's our next.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Next stop is Luke Spicer fighting November 30th in Calgary for a Canadian WBC Muay Thai title. Good luck.
Yeah.
He's a vegan fuck. I don't respect him as a human. I'm just kidding. I do. I like Luke's a good guy.
I think your comment about the shorts being too small makes me laugh every time.
Oh, listen, man, those shorts are too small. You can't even wear them. But November 30th, Calgary. Yeah. I don't know where we'll be able to watch this. Hopefully, we'll be able to watch it somewhere. And hopefully, Luke can go in there and do some work. I'll be honest with you. I'm very skeptical. There's only so much time you can take away from a sport like this and do well on a 3-month camp.
Yeah.
Havoc FC goes down November 22nd. Buddy Devin Neese is going to be fighting another buddy, Grayson Wells, in what this will be their third fight against each other. They're 1-1. Devin looks fucking fantastic. So I hope Grayson is training as hard as Devin is, because this is the best I've ever seen Devin look. So good luck to both of you. I'm not picking a winner. Yeah, I am. Devin Neese, second round knockout. That's my pick for that fight. That's no disrespect to Grayson, as I do have a lot of respect for him as a human being. But yeah, Devin Neese, round 2 knockout. If you're in Red Deer, get a ticket. Luke Spicer's, I probably got a fucking spare ticket. He bought a table to the event, so you might be able to hit him up for a fucking ticket. Get at him on Facebook, Luke Spicer.
Yeah.
A.K.A. the Duke.
The Duke.
What else we got, Derek?
We just finished a pretty epic podcast with our most high-profile guest.
This is probably the most nervous I've ever been to do a podcast, I think. David Lemieux is one of my favorite boxers ever. He's got... Fuck, man. You go through his box rec, he's 40-4. I fucked it up on the podcast. I said 40-40 because I was all nervous. He fucking
Oh, it was funny. It wasn't bad.
Whatever. But he's got 34 knockouts in those 40 wins.
Interesting, dude.
All by hooks.
Oh, yeah?
I think that's why I said hook on the podcast. But yeah, he's got nasty.
I was watching some clips of him.
Nasty power. We didn't get enough time. We didn't get a lot of time with him. But I wanted to talk to him about the Spike O'Sullivan fight. I forgot about that. Spike O'Sullivan's another one of my favorite dudes. He's got that fucking slick mustache.
Yeah.
Tough motherfucker. But yeah, I was super honored that he came on the podcast.
You said you would do it again, so it'd be nice to sit down with him and just kind of like.
If we could have a
round two.
Round two.
Yeah.
And maybe draw it out a little bit more.
Well, because you did draw. We had a 15-minute time span. So we sucked him for.
I sucked it for as long as I could. I could see him looking at his girlfriend. And it's fucking dinner time.
You can hear, bitch. Yeah. You can hear the forks cracking.
I respect it because he's so close to the fight that like next week he's cutting weight.
Yeah.
So thank you to David Lemieux in advance for what's going to come on now.
Yeah, let's get to it right now.
All right, welcome back to the Final Shot Podcast. Today on the show, we have one of my favorite boxers of all time. He's one of the best boxers walking the face of the planet. It's the former IBF middleweight champion, David Lemieux. How's it going, David?
Hey, it's going great. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for showing up.
It's great to be.
So you're fighting December 7th in Montreal at the Bell Center.
Yes, exactly. It's been a while since I entered the ring. My last fight was September of last year, so I'm pretty excited to get back in the ring and to show the fans what I got, and I got a lot to show.
Now, who are you fighting?
Max Bursak. He's a great fighter. He's a very good fighter. He's a guy from the Ukraine. Tough guy. He's been. He went to distance with Gilberto Ramirez, who's the world champion. He's fought some tough guys. He's a solid contender, and it's my first fight at super middleweight. So it's gonna be it's a good icebreaker.
What is the weight for super middleweight?
168.
So you're going up then a little bit.
I'm going up 8 pounds, so it's gonna give me a good break.
Do you feel that that's going to help you in the long run of things, moving up a weight class?
It's gonna help me for sure. It's gonna give my body a break because it's been I've been having to do a lot of dieting and cutting the weight and fight after fight. And December of last year, kind of injured my body a bit with extreme dehydration. So it's giving my body a break. I'm feeling in great shape. I brought the weight down and everything. I've been working hard. So I won't have to cut such extreme weight. So 168, a step at a time. Let's see on December 7th how I feel, and maybe I'll stay there for a while.
I remember this weight cutting thing because I was very upset as I was going to tune in to watch you fight. And then Emmanuel got a hold of me and said David's not fighting.
I know. I was very disappointed to let my fans and my people down. It was heartbreaking for me. But I was sent to the hospital, and I was in serious condition. The way I did my weight cut at that time with a lot of behind the scenes. But anyways, I didn't want to let my fans down. But unfortunately, my health was ahead of things.
And for people that don't know, cutting weight is harder than the fight. It's tough.
Absolutely. Cutting weight, actually, once I'm done cutting the weight, the fun part begins. The fight time is what we've been preparing for, the whole camp and what we've been practicing on. But we never can practice or to get used to cutting the weight and sometimes extreme weight. But some fighters got it easier than others. They don't cut so much, or they stay close to their weight. But other fighters, they go more up and down, as in my case.
Well, the lighter guys, too, have a little bit of a tougher time. I walk around at like 220 pounds. So cutting 15 or 17 pounds for me isn't an issue so much. but you're 5'9.5" and you're fighting at 160 pounds. So I would guess you're probably not getting too far off that mark, maybe 175.
Exactly. We don't go. We try to limit ourselves from 20 pounds in between the weights. So I try not to go above 20 pounds, the limit. And yeah, it depends. Depends. It's easier to lose weight on a hydrated body than a dehydrated body, or that there's already not much space to lose weight. So
Yeah.
the closer you get to the weight, the harder it gets to take out all the water.
You've had a very long boxing career so far. You have 40 wins, 40 losses, and 34 knockouts.
No, 40
Well,
wins.
not 40 losses, 4
not
losses.
40.
My bad.
that would be that wouldn't be too good.
See, I get confused, David, when they put a 0 beside the 4. See?
Those are draws.
Yeah, those are draws. 0 draws to your credit, though.
Yeah.
You've been in the ring with literally the best guys on the planet.
I've been with a lot of the great fighters, absolutely. And I'm planning on putting in more good fighters to my record and to beating those guys. So I still have a lot of time in the game. I'm healthy. I'm still young in the game. So I got a lot of good years ahead of me. December 7th, I'm going to show the fans what I got at 168 and close the year properly and head on to the next year with a new chapter and a new Lemieux.
That's always a good thing. Ending the year on a strong note. Probably, I'm going to call it with it's going to be a hook. You're going to knock this fella out with a hook.
That's an easy call, but I might surprise you guys. I've been working on a lot of things, so
I'm gonna take it back.
You guys can see my hands are pretty cut, but not just one hand, both hands. So both hands are strong.
I'm gonna take it back. I'm gonna call an uppercut.
That's a good one too.
Some of the guys you've been in the ring with, and the guys that you've lost to, are literally the top tier guys. Gennady Golovkin, Billy Joe Saunders are 2 of your losses, and I don't know too many people on the planet that want to jump in the ring with those guys, especially Triple G.
Absolutely, but unfortunately, Triple G, I fought him in his best years in 2015, but it looks like he's taken a bit of he's slowing down a bit. But I would definitely jump back on Triple G anytime in the near future. And Saunders, well, he's just a cheating. He's just a cheater. I have no respect for a fighter like that. But he's he's a talented fighter in the ring, but he's a cheater. He's been caught with juicing it up. So
I didn't know that. That's news to me, David.
Well, it canceled his last fight.
Okay. See, I don't pay attention too much to Billy Joe Saunders. I do like him, but I don't so much.
No, he's a cheater, so there you go.
Well, look at that, David. Now you've made me not a fan of Billy Joe Saunders anymore. Shit.
Good. Stay on my side.
So what do we know exactly about your opponent coming up December 7th?
He's a very tough guy, very durable. He's a good fighter. A guy that can give you difficulties. He's never been knocked out. So he's a serious opponent. It's gonna be my first time at 168. So we've taken this fight very seriously, and I want to make a good mark in the super middleweight division.
Listen, I know that you have a lot going on. I do have some more questions for you though, and I want to get to them fairly quickly. I was online and I read that you might have a small hobby in astronomy.
That's a good one. Absolutely. I do pay a lot of interest in astronomy and those kind of things.
So what are you, like in the backyard with a telescope looking at the stars?
No. I'm not that kind of a fanatic, but I do interest myself in stars and all in those watching documentaries about those aspects and stuff like that.
Okay, see, because I live in Saskatchewan, and it's very flat out here. And when at nighttime when you drive and it's clear out, you can see everything.
Okay.
And sometimes I catch myself looking up at space, and I wonder what the heck's going on up there. Is there an alien watching me, or I have no idea. I thought you
Well,
might be able to answer some of these questions for me.
if they're watching us, they must be disappointed.
So there's a web page online that says 11 things you didn't know about David Lemieux, and that was one of them. So I wanted to ask you about the astronomy. The other one is a lot of the boxers and combat sports athletes that I talked to, their backstory is that they had a troubled youth.
That's not far from my childhood.
So were you beating people up, or is that what you're doing?
That's exactly what I was doing.
Okay. Was this a product of your environment from where you were from at the time?
Where I grew up was a very it was a lot of immigrants and a lot of people. My area and my childhood was filled with like Lebanese kids, troubled
Okay.
kids coming down from their parents coming down from the war in Lebanon and during the 80s. And my mom, who is also from Lebanon, but she's originally Armenian. She came down here because of the war. So I grew up with kids in that climate, which led me to fight a lot with them. We didn't always agree on certain things. And then when I started school, I brought that baggage to the school and started getting kicked out of schools and changing schools more than I was changing clothes. And then finally, my neighbor who lived right across the street from me, who was also a boxer, his name was Bahalaham, and his Lebanese kid too. And on one day he introduced me to the gym, and I came down. I got my ass kicked, but I fell in love with it, and I kept coming to the gym like a bad rash, and I used to be the first guy there, the last guy out, and it paid off over the years. It guided me in the right direction, and it got me off the street. Eventually, I stopped fighting in the streets. I stopped getting kicked out of schools because I would put my energy in the gym and not leave it outside on other people. And the frustration was well managed, and it gave me a place to how do you say that? It gave me like an entourage of people to be close with and to find myself there, I guess.
You found
And
yourself a family outside of your family that you could go to.
exactly, and I put all my energy because I had a lot when I was young. Well, now too, but and in the right place and not on the streets. So it got me off the streets, and well, after that I started fighting. I lost my first amateur fights.
4, right?
4 amateur, yes. So they used to name me 0-4 when I used to walk to the gym. 0-4. But I kept my determination, and I won my next 16 fights, and then I went to the Canadian Championships. I won my Canadian Championships, and then that's here I am now.
Oh, you're one of the people that turned something bad into a positive. Later on in life, after that, you became a world champion.
Absolutely. I had an assignment in class when I was 12 years old. My assignment was like, what are you gonna be when you're older? I told my teacher I'm gonna be a world champion at 12, and then she's like, all right, do you have a plan B? I'm like, no plan B.
You did it.
And I did it, and
You'll do it again.
I'll do it again, and I have more to do. Yes, absolutely.
One more question I have for you. I read that you're a big fan of the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, I'm a fan definitely, but a big fan is a big word. But I do enjoy the Habs, and but I don't always get to I don't always get the chance to watch it because I'm always training, and from the gym to my house, my concentration. So, but when I get the chance to watch it, I do.
So as a hockey fan, we won't call you a Canadiens fan because I don't like that. I'm a Leafs fan.
All right.
But recently on Remembrance Day, there was a big thing going on in Canada with Don Cherry being fired by Sportsnet. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's they went too far with that. I think all these words, expression nowadays. People are afraid to talk nowadays. People are afraid to say what they really think. They always have to hold back to what they think, and you know he just said what he wanted to say, and he got fired for it. So I think it's ridiculous. I think we live in an artificial world where you can't say or think what you want. You're very controlled in doing so, and then when you do so, you get slapped for it. Um, so it's very actually it's very disappointing. Absolutely.
Well, for anybody that wants to tune in and hear Don Cherry speak at all anymore, he has his own podcast. It's called The Grapevine. So you can tune into that on any podcast app you want to listen to. I had to plug it because I'm a huge Don Cherry fan.
Oh yeah, okay. That's good. At least he's being heard by his fans.
Exactly. Okay, so it's December 7th. Your opponent's name again?
Max Bursak.
Max Bursak. You'll be able to see David Lemieux live on punchinggrace.com. Guys, go subscribe. You can subscribe to it quarterly. It's $33 for 3 months, so that's $11 a month. And you can see world-class athletes like David Lemieux, Adam the Boogeyman Braidwood. Who else is on that card? The big German fellow. What's his name?
Arslan Beck, and there's Simon Keane,
Ugh.
Kim Clavel. We got a lot of great fighters. It's a card that has many main events in one card. So for fight fans, it's gonna be a fight night.
It is. One thing we do on this show, David, is we let our guest pick a song of the week. Do you have a favorite song?
Do I have a favorite? I have a song at the moment. Absolutely, My Way.
My Way?
By who?
Frank Sinatra.
Oh,
wow.
You've used that in the past, haven't you?
I did
Yes.
in the U.S.
Yes, you did. I remember. So I'm going to say one more thing before we get off the show. The first time I ever seen you fight, David, there was a movie, and I don't know when it was released exactly, but I had just watched it. It was called Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels.
Yes. And you looked like the fella at the time that was the bad guy in there. I was like, oh shit, is that David Lemieux's doppelganger? But I thought they called him the Screamer. He was a bad guy, but you guys look the same.
The Screamer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna check that out because I know the movie The Charlie's Angels, but it's been a while I didn't see it. But
They're redoing it.
Yeah, the one with Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz, the bad guy in that movie, looked exactly like you at that time period. Not anymore, because you have that fantastic beard that I'm super happy you have that.
I had grown it this summer, but I took it off.
I'd seen it
I
was
still
big.
I still have this one, yeah.
You gonna keep it?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep this one for a while.
Your wife likes it?
My girl likes it. She when we get in an argument, I always threaten her to shave it, and she apologizes. Okay.
He's gonna get off here now and
I
get
always
hit.
take the clipper and start it up, and when she hears the clipper going on, she's like, okay, that's it.
All right, David. I don't want to take up any more of your time. You're very close to Fight Night. I'm sure you're sitting down to have dinner right now with your family. And but I'll tell you, I'm very honored that you came on the show today to talk with me. Thank you very much.
Hey, it's been a great show. First time I meet you, and hopefully not the last.
I hope you come back.
Yes, I will. Thanks. Thank you.
Best of luck December 7th. Again, guys, it's David Lemieux, December 7th at the Bell Center, punchinggrace.com. Tune in. Thank you, David. I appreciate it.
You.
Have a good night.